Yo, and hello, everybody. Mike here, and this is On the Fly with Mike and Ty, sort of. Again, Ty, I don't know why we bother paying him anymore. I mean, we're going to give him his entire salary to you, which is $0, Andy. So I know you're excited about that.
Well, as exciting as the $0 sounds, I'm gonna have to tell Ty he needs to start showing up to work. If
Right.
that's all I get is $0.
In all fairness to Ty, I think he told me this morning he had 300 cards to ship out today.
That seems like a lot. I mean, that might just be like a normal Monday for him, but that sounds like a lot for somebody like me for sure. I can't imagine shipping out 300 cards in a day.
Yeah, no, I would be like, no, thank you. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. I ate lots of good food. Saw family. It was a great time. Like it's my sister makes these buttermilk pies. And have you ever had one of those?
No, but it sounds tremendous.
So the best way I can describe it is you probably need to check your blood sugar after each bite because it's like pure sugar, but they taste really good. I have them once a year, so I don't feel too bad about it.
It does look like we both forgot our razors over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know how I am. I don't really care too much about it anytime, but but yeah, you look rough.
Well, until this morning, like I had the whole neck beard thing. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because I was at the ranch all last week and I've been gone and really out of touch with what's going on in the hobby. I wasn't watching a ton of videos. I try to catch a few every evening as I, faded off into a blissful sleep. Usually, turkey induced, coma that I was going into, but I didn't watch a lot. But I will tell you, my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is now that it's over, it's Christmas time. And I'm a big Christmas fan. I love Christmas spirit. I love all of that. And I love Christmas music. I mean, I'm a hardcore, I won't listen to Christmas music till after Thanksgiving guy. Are you the same way or do you just not care?
No, I'm a hard pass on Christmas music, but
what? I was going to ask you what your favorite Christmas song is. So that would probably be none of them.
My favorite Christmas song is the last one.
Wow.
Whatever that one might be throughout the year, whichever's the last one that's played, that's my favorite.
Interesting. See, I didn't know that about you. And I know a lot about you, but not liking Christmas music, I'm questioning whether or not you're really a human being or not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like with any song to me, once you hear it so many times, you're just kind of like, I don't know. I get to where I just like, I don't want to hear it anymore. And with Christmas songs, it's like, just the same songs over and over every year.
But much like sports cards, when I hear certain Christmas songs, it harkens me back to being a kid and being excited about Christmas and what I would have under the tree and all those different things. And when you hear Bing Crosby, who I've heard my entire life because he sang these songs in the 50s or whatever, I don't know. It just I remember I got that bike or whatever. It's nostalgic, just like cards are. You've seen all these cards all the time, and yet you still want more cards.
True. And I will say when it comes to Christmas songs, like I do enjoy hearing certain versions more than others. Like I don't like a lot of the newer versions.
Because the classics, if anything, it's the classics for you, right?
Well, yeah, let's stick to the classics. Let's not, have like whoever the hottest new group of the year is singing all of them. I don't need that.
Fair enough. Another cool thing about right after Thanksgiving is all the, Black Friday, which is really Black Thanksgiving, and then, Super Saturday and Crazy Sunday and Cyber Monday and all these different sales that are happening, including in the card world. I actually went and looked at Blowout just to see like how slashed are the prices on wax, and it's not really. It's like I'm looking at it going, okay, a $400 box is now a $350 box, or what? I'm like, it's still too expensive. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Did you look at any of that?
I did, and what I've noticed And there used to be some great deals on Black Fridays for cards on all these sites. But what I've noticed over the last couple of years is like, they will take like a box that, let's say 3 or 4 years ago, this product would have been, $150, $200, but in the current days, they've had it priced at like 8 or 900, and they'll slash it down to like 550 or 600. So I guess if you were one of those people that was paying 800, maybe you feel like you're getting a deal now, but I'm one of those people that remembers not too long ago paying like 150, 200. So it still seems absurdly high to me.
Yeah. For the higher end stuff. And or even some of them, right?
No,
Not really high end.
No. High end price, low end product.
So is there anything like, well, I'll ask this in a second. Second question. First question is also Black Friday deal. I happen to be wearing my national shirt today. This year, I think for the first time that I've ever noticed, they were selling tickets to next year's national on Black Friday.
Yeah, I saw that maybe earlier on like a Facebook post that they had opened up the tickets and everything. I don't remember it ever being this early, but I mean, I could be wrong.
I think it's fascinating that they would do that. Not a bad thing. I don't care when they open tickets. It's not like they're going to quote unquote sell out. That's never a problem. They'll sell as many as people want to buy. I promise. So fire codes be damned. I don't think they care. But it was interesting to see that that's a Black Friday deal now to go get your national tickets, which is good for, I think some people just like to secure, just to know it's done. Like I don't have to wait till January or February or whenever they normally traditionally go on sale. So I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I mean, the more the merrier, right?
Sure. Come one, come all. I just thought it was, I've never seen them do a special Black Friday, get your national tickets in November kind of thing before.
Now, I didn't pay attention to the prices. Were the prices lower than they would normally be, or?
Let's find out.
I just saw that they were available, and I thought that was interesting because I don't remember them ever being available this early. But
oh, I did the wrong website. I should know the national website by heart.
Good.
nsccshow.com if any of you guys want to go there and see if there are still tickets. I don't know if there are still tickets on sale. Let's find out together.
Wouldn't that be cool if they were sold out?
That would be, I don't know if cool is the right word. They're on sale right now. General admission, $25. You can buy them now. Oh, I'm sorry. Tickets will be available beginning Cyber Monday. So actually that's today. Okay. As we're recording this, you can buy your VIP package for $169 and your super VIP for $209. 5-day early entry pass is $149.
But I mean, like, just from a price perspective, I'm not super familiar, I guess, with all the different levels, but those sound like they're more for sale than on sale.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not, a deal to be had here by getting them early,
because that sounds like the normal price.
Yeah, they're just available now. Yeah, this is definitely not and oh, by the way, all ticket sales are final, so you better make sure you're going if you buy them in November that you can make it in July, right?
I would hope that if somebody is that eager to buy them in November, that they would be going.
Yeah, because there's not any secondary. You can't put them on StubHub or something and get double the price later.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't think so.
So the topic that I really want to have a bulk of our discussion about today is something that is kind of happened to me just by chance, not necessarily intentionally, but I wonder if there are people that are intentionally changing their card buying habits more recently and will continue to do so over the next few months. And I say that because normally in the last few years, I've done a thing, guys, called No Card November. And my friends, particularly this guy right here, have just laughed at me. Like, how long is that going to last? Till like the 3rd? Good luck with that. And it usually doesn't. It usually doesn't. No. I'm the kind of guy that goes to a show with Andy and he'll be like, 5 minutes into the show, what have you bought yet? And if I say nothing, he's shocked that I haven't bought anything yet. So I'm usually kind of eager beaver. I like to buy cards, and so I'm always shopping. I looked just now before we got on air at my eBay purchases for November. 2 cards that I bought in the whole month of November. Now, granted, it's still a couple of days. I could make up for it. I normally buy that's a Tuesday for me, in normal times. Again, some of that has been forced on me because I was out of the country in Cuba. I had the flu for a week. I was out at the ranch for a week. So in all fairness, I haven't exactly been in card buying mode. I've been distracted with other things, but I don't even know if I was here, if I would have kind of normal mode. I'm just not seeing stuff that's just making me excited to buy stuff right now. I think a lot of people are changing their buying habits. And maybe that's me kind of impressing upon my feelings on other people. I'd love, this is the point. I want you guys to comment down below. Are you changing your habits about buying sports cards from any litany of reasons? Andy, why might you think somebody would be potentially changing their sports card buying habits?
Well, I am one of those people, so
okay. So I'm not the only one.
I can tell you a little bit about this. So just for me personally, like, and this is something that I guess that's been building up over the last couple of years, is just my just utter disdain and frustration with like some of the newer products that have come out. So, I mean, these are things that, as a collector, your habits and everything change over time. But like for the current time being, like the ultra modern cards from like the last 4 or 5 years are basically just like dead to me as far as like looking for them, wanting them, any of that. Right. So I've been looking for like different things. And I think, the current economy and people's budgets, I think that plays into a lot of this stuff, because people like me, we still want to buy cards, but we're just not able to get the kind of stuff that we were used to buying at an affordable price. Like, and even though prices have came down a lot on some of that stuff, I mean, if you if you don't have the money, you don't have the money, right? Doesn't matter what the price is.
Right.
So, yeah, I've been looking into a lot of different things, and I think I've maybe bought more cards than you have in November on eBay. And then, I'm looking forward to some different things. Like I registered for REA auctions last week.
Nice.
So I'm, looking at some stuff on there.
Did you get your giant catalog yet?
No, I haven't got it in yet. But
okay, I got mine yesterday, and it went immediately into the recycle bin. I didn't even look at it because I'm in a spot where I'm like, I can't be. I've got kids I got to finish kids in college. I've got property taxes due. I've got all these things, these giant bills due at the end of the year. And I simply don't. We
got a upset puppy dog there. Normie's not feeling it.
The other dog is here. That's Jessica's dog.
Ah, okay.
Look at him. He's a big puppy.
He's a monster.
And Norman does not dig it at
all. I thought that sounded a little bit aggressive for Norman.
Norman's not like that, but
that was the little dog.
Yeah. So there you go. You get to see my family. That's Joseph. Anywho, so I've got all these, expenses.
Sure.
End of year stuff that, are causing me to go, maybe I shouldn't. And I am not normally the maybe I shouldn't kind of guy. Usually I'm just like, yeah, buy some stuff. I'm having to be more cognizant of that. So, and again, not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. It's just part of life, the cycle of it. You mentioned not liking products over the last 4 or 5 years. They're kind of dead to you. What's caused that, do you think, for you? Design, players, board,
I mean, all of those things. Price, designs, they're just repetitive over and over. Like, it's like, how many times can they, redo something that they've already done? Like you have just like so many products that are like they're different, but they're basically the same. Like how many different Topps Chromes are there now? Like Topps Chrome Black and Topps, all these different. And then they have to, like, Topps has to have a retro set for everything.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just tired of the same. It's no different. I mean, it's certainly not better than the stuff that I was buying 2 or 3 years ago, but it's like 5-6 times the price.
Yeah.
And they're making way more of it, so it's less valuable. No matter what they want to charge for it, it's going to be less valuable.
And they're printing the piss out of it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, it's in anything in life, you can keep on a certain track for a period of time. High inflation, economic conditions. What I'm seeing in the real world is as a financial advisor, people are still spending the same rate. But they're still buying the same amount of stuff, but things are getting more expensive. Ultimately, that either gets, and they're not making more money. So it's how are you paying for all of this? Well, what we're seeing in our country is rising credit card balances. You're seeing the amount of credit card debt within our nation going back up to like pre-2008 levels, which was, we all know what happened in 2008, huge credit crisis and homeowner, there's a lot of parallels. It's not the same. I'm not trying to say that it is. It's really not. But you have this behavior that the behavior is not matching the reality. And I think that's been true in the hobby for a little while over the last, especially year, the behavior of expecting it to be like it was in 2020 and hoping maybe it'll, just keep trucking along because it'll get back to that. And the reality is it's not. It's kind of like, whoa, I need to reevaluate, reassess, and mentally reprice everything. And now we're like going, well, things should be cheaper. So I'm going to wait. That's kind of where I'm at. And I have, now that PSA is opened up, that's another dynamic that I think there's a lot of people sending cards out again that didn't maybe for a while, like myself. And I've got hundreds of cards at PSA now. And I know that eventually at some point, those cards are going to get graded and I'm going to be charged for that. So that's kind of this out there, multiple thousands of dollars of grading fees that I have kind of pending that I'm like, maybe I shouldn't buy that card because I don't know when these PSA orders are going to hit. And I'm going to have to pay the piper on that because I'm not reselling them. So they're personal collection for me. So I have to, that has to factor into the decision as too. I have a lot of things, and maybe a lot of you are like this, where there's just a lot of factors that go into, should I buy this card or not? It's not simple. Do I have the $100? Maybe it is. And I'm way overthinking it.
I mean, I think for sure for a lot of people, it probably is. Like, I think you see the prices on certain things that are way lower than they were, a year ago. And a lot of people, I think, would probably want to buy those things now, but they just don't have the money. And like, I think that's part of the reason that prices have dipped so much. Like, I don't think it's that people all of a sudden decided, oh, I don't want to buy cards anymore. I think it's just, it's just not good timing with the way the world is at the moment. And then you have the holidays. I mean, we've collected long enough that we kind of know that this is the time of year where a lot of stuff has typically dipped in price. It was always a good time of the year to buy if you had the funds available because, their money's going towards other things this time of year.
Yeah, I just think it's an unsustainable pattern, just as it was an unsustainable pattern in 2020 for prices just to keep skyrocketing. It's an unsustainable pattern for people to continue to live a lifestyle in real life plus cards that in perpetuity. You just can't. At some point, man, this credit card's getting too much, or I need to cut back on some things. What's the first thing that gets cut back on is discretionary purchases. And cards are, for most of us, discretionary purchases. They're not, I don't need a card. I can't eat a baseball card or pour it in my cereal to make, I guess you could put it in your cereal, make it a little more fibrous.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't, don't do that.
could burn them. Oh wait, we know how that goes for me.
I mean, that's well, yeah. Let's not do that either.
No, but they're not a necessity, right? So it's going to be one of the first things cut out for people. And so when I'm looking at, I totally agree with you. I think all of us still want. It's not a desire problem.
Yeah.
It's not a I don't want to buy stuff anymore. I'm sick of cards. That's not it at all. It's
No, man. Like I mentioned that I had signed up for the REA auction. I went on there and I mean, there's just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars that I would love to have, but like
right.
I'm looking at, okay, which one can I get or which two? It's like because I mean, there's not any cheap cards on there.
So what are you? First of all, I'm impressed that you signed up for REA. Have you done a lot of auction house buying previously? You've done some, haven't you?
No, not really.
Okay. It's a very cool experience. It's different than any other card buying experience.
I've bid before. I've never won.
Okay.
Does that count?
That does count.
Okay.
But most, by and large, REA, Love of the Game, Memory, all the big ones, the great customer service. Don't forget to add in buyer's premium in your brain when you're bidding on something.
And sales tax.
And sales tax and shipping and insurance and all those things. They're going to nickel and dime you. If it hammers at $500, you're paying probably closer to $800. Like, just be ready for that.
Exactly.
And
you have to know those things.
Yeah, you have to know those things. But it's a great experience. I had a unique hobby experience for me. I'd never been on Loop before, and Ty and I hosted. And I say Ty and I was just there as talking in the background. But Ty hosted a event on Loop where we sold some of the cards from Chasing Cardboard, some of the raw cards that we just kind of had. We just had so many. You can't send them all in for grading, and so we had a bunch of great cards that were still great cards that were just raw. And it was fun. It was cool. I think if I was just watching it and not a part of it and not excited to see what happens, I don't know. You might get a little boring. But if it's stuff you're interested in, like it was all vintage, so yeah. That would be one. I don't want to go see him break a box of 2022 Tops or whatever, but
no,
or Allen and Ginter. So it was fun, and it was really kind of cool platform. I mean, you can buy stuff right then. It's connected to your debit card or credit card, so it's like, bam, you bought it. Once that time ends, it's yours. It charges you, and then that's probably actually quite a few of the sale. The 300 cards that Ty's mailing out. That might be a few of them. But I'd love to hear from people down below. What are you changing about your, purchasing habits? Are you changing? Nope, doing the same thing. I would love to hear it, because Andy and I are both saying that we've changed, maybe him more intentionally than me, but I'm not missing it. I'm not sitting there going, oh man, I wish I would have been home to be able to bid on all these cards because of the financial pressures, financial obligations that I have. I'm like, the cards will be there. That's the thing. I think a lot of people, they get caught up in the FOMO. For us that have done this forever, the cards aren't going anywhere. There's going to be plenty of them around. It's not like, oh no, this is the only 66 Tops Sandy Koufax. No, there's plenty of them. You can get them whenever you want.
It gets to a point where no matter how much you love collecting a certain thing, if you're used to paying $300 for, a certain type of card, and all of a sudden they're going for like $1,500, $1,800. I mean, you have to not only start looking at what do I want, but what can I afford? And like over the last couple of years, it's been a real different experience for me because that's what happened with a lot of the cards that I was, trying to buy. So instead of buying like, 5 or 6 cards in a month, I was buying one, maybe every couple of months or something. It's just like, and you're getting the same cards that you were getting before, but you're just getting way less. And it's kind of like what we were talking about with, food and everything else right now. You're spending the same amount, you're just getting a lot less for your dollar.
Does that dampen your enthusiasm for the hobby at all, or?
No, because like I've always been able to find something new that either something new that I don't know a lot about, or you go back to something that you maybe went away from that you still know a lot about it, but there's always more to learn, more to discover. Yeah, there's a lot to this, and I don't think anybody's ever going to know everything about every card. So there's lots of stones that have been unturned. So I can always.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't dampen my enthusiasm either. It hasn't, certainly over the last 2 years. It'll be interesting to look back 2, 3, 5 years from now and look back, and it'll be interesting to see how things develop from here. I think we're at a very critical point in the hobby to try to retain the people that came in. How do you retain them? You got to try to provide value. And I don't think that's what Fanatics is known for. So how is this all going to work and what's going to happen? I don't think anybody knows the answer to that. Anybody that says they do is just guessing. And I just talked. It's so weird. I had a guy who just joined our office, and he came in today. He said, "Oh, I heard you collect cards. I just started getting into it about a year ago with my roommate." And I'm like, okay. He's a younger guy. I say younger, he's in his 30s. But he's like, I just got back into it. I've been in it as a kid. Same story we hear over and over and over. And he's like, I just bought a couple of boxes of Allen and Ginter hobby boxes, and I pulled a Ronald Acuna auto and bat relic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's going to get real sick of buying boxes, I think. Again, boxes can be great if you look at them from a pure enjoyment standpoint. He's looking at it from ripping these boxes and reselling the cards to make a profit. I think that's going to be a much harder road to hoe over the next year or so.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, unless you get lucky and hit the right thing, and,
Yeah, and it's breaking boxes. I mean, that's something that I used to enjoy a lot, but I struggled with the whole idea of even, many years ago that you would pay $100 for a box, and, your best card's going to be like $10, and it's going to be a card you don't even want. So I'm like, why not just go spend $100 on cards I want?
Yeah, I've done that before where I love 5-star. Right. And there was one year, Silver Jackified, Joe and myself, we did a challenge to each other. Like, we looked at what a box cost of 5-star. And then we said, okay, take that amount of money and just go buy as many singles as you would want for your PC. Do you remember us doing this?
Yeah. It's like build a box, basically.
Yeah. Try to build your perfect box. You can spend the same amount and try to buy the same type of card. I was able to get more autographs of players I wanted than I could in a random box. You know what I mean? Like, it just made total sense to just go buy the cards I want, of players that I would want in my collection. And that was like super fun. So if you're looking for something fun to challenge your friends with, do something like that. By the way, 5-star's coming out soon. I'm excited.
I mean, because let's not kid anybody. Like, at the prices that these boxes are at these days, I mean, it's just pure gambling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even you can watch people, even the people that get lucky and pull like the best card, they still sell it. They don't want it.
Right.
It's just pure gambling.
Yeah, that's it. But it's still, it's fun to buy singles especially if you like a product, or that's a really cool design. Well, for Topps update, I did buy, Julie and I opened a couple of boxes of that, just again, totally for giggles. I literally knew I was flushing $60 down the toilet. I absolutely knew it. And
right. But $60, you can stomach 60. It's when it gets to like these products that aren't even high-end products that are like $600-$700.
Yeah.
And you're going to get like, $50 worth of stuff. I mean, just imagine, like you were saying earlier about people that buy stuff on a credit card. You already have the high interest rates on a credit card, and then you've basically spent $600 for $50 worth of stuff. I mean,
yeah. I don't think the value's there. for most products, and I think that value is only going to be diminished as Fanatics starts really taking over more and more and more over the next couple of years, because they're all about. I mean, they're a for-profit company. All of them are, but they're just going to care about making the money, churning it out. But again, Walmarts were packed full of cards when I went. I could buy any of the last dozen products from Panini and Topps that I wanted to. So it's going to go on sale at some point.
Yeah,
I think.
I would think so. I mean, I don't know what else they're going to do with it.
Right. They want to sell it eventually. So any other topics you want to discuss? This is our normal timing on the fly. Try to go half an hour or so.
Let's see. I know there was something I was going to do last time. Oh yeah. So what do you have coming out this week, Mike? I'm playing the role of Ty. See.
Thank you, Ty. Andy. I'm going to do a Golden Age of Cardboard episode this week. It's going to be a solo episode where I discuss why I collect what I collect. That's kind of a VR response for a friend of mine named Jake. I thought that was I've talked about it in pieces on all kinds of different places. I've never probably brought it all together, because once you hear the way my brain works about my collecting, you're probably going to think I'm just bananas. It's crazy, but it'll be cool for me to kind of bring it all together too. It's good to think about why we need to be introspective. Why do we collect what we collect? Like, if it's random, good luck with that. But
well, when it comes to your story, I mean, like, I know most of the reasons that you collect what you collect, but that's not why I think you're bananas. So
okay. Well, that's very fair, actually.
Just to throw that out there.
What else? We've got this is part 2 of the West Virginia collection coming out on Chasing Cardboard on Thursday. That should be out this Thursday. I'm excited to see that. What's cool is I have the opportunity to preview the episodes and watch them and kind of give suggestions on the edits. I like watching it fresh, like everybody else that's out there. Just Matt's so creative and he's really good. He doesn't need my inputs, are just going to get thrown on the cutting room floor. So there's no point in me giving really any feedback. But
what day does that come out? You said
Thursday.
Okay. The first episode of that was crazy.
It was an amazing collection, dude.
I mean, like there were some of the cards, like some of the scenes, like obviously this show can only be so long, but some of the scenes where you're just kind of flipping through some of them, I'm like, oh my God, like some of those, like there's some of the cards in there deserve like a whole episode just for themselves. It's like
we could have done 10 episodes on that collection. Y'all have seen Chasing Cards so far. It's only shown literally a fraction of what's in that collection. It's very impressive. It was great to go through it, as most of us would all go, yeah, I'd love to go through a collection like that. I was pulling cards left and right to buy, and I think all that's going to be in this episode.
I saw one of the cards that sold last night on eBay, and I think it was from that collection, but I don't remember seeing it in the video. It was the Ty Cobb, the Tharps ice cream. Was that one in there?
Yep.
That's crazy, because I don't even remember seeing that one. It could be in the video, but I don't even remember seeing it.
Not in the first episode. Again, there's too much. There was too much. I mean, and Chasing Cardboard is really as much about the story as it is about the cards themselves.
Yeah.
If you want to watch card videos, watch Baseball Collector or Those Back Pages, or one of us that does, John Mangini and Dave, and we'll show you cards and talk about the cards. It's meant to be more of the story behind it. And but yeah, there's some sick stuff. I mean, all the Ruths and the Mantle rookie, I did it myself. The 52 Topps Mantle came back from PSA. Like Ty went to PSA, flew to PSA to hand deliver cards and all that. I mean, there's so much. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it Thursday night. And I'll probably do a couple baseball collector videos throughout. Do you have anything coming out, Andy? Do you have any video? Are you going to do your? I love your new weekly-ish series on.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that again. Like it was kind of like you. Like last week, I was just so busy that I didn't get one done, even though it's not even that long. But I just wasn't home a lot. last
Right.
week. So yeah, I'll probably try to do something with that this week. And I think I might even actually have a mail day this week.
What?
So
Oh my gosh.
We'll
Tune
see.
in to She Blinded Me with Refractors on YouTube to check that out.
yeah, it'll be something that I don't really think anybody would guess what these cards
Well,
are.
Now you've piqued my interest even more. So, well, thanks guys for watching. Andy, thanks for filling in for Ty. You always do a great job. Of course, you're way nicer to me than he is. So I
But
appreciate
we'll have to fix that next time.
Okay. Well,
No,
we'll
it's
catch
always
you guys. We'll catch you guys soon. Andy, what do I like to say?
Keep collecting.
That's right. See ya.